This is ELH4X4 doing stuff. Today we're going to be working on emergency brake stuff, but first we got to access the rear diff, pull the axle, remove the backing plate, and extract a bolt that broke off that holds the emergency brake shoes onto the backing plate. Poor design. They do have an aftermarket backing plate that bolts, it's like a half, so you can bolt it on without removing the axle. But the part where the mounting bolt is, you have to remove the axle. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to drop the fluid, pull the C-clip, and remove the axle and all that stuff. So come on along. All right, watch your ears. I left the top bolt in just so the cover doesn't fall. Alright, they're using, I don't know, maybe there is a gasket on the inside, but then they use Permatex. I don't even know who they are. So anyway, get that top bolt out. I guess it would be easier if the spare tire was taken out. Kind of fuzzy, you know. This thing has like 300 and something thousand miles on it. All right, perfect. So we got the pin already facing down. That was by happenstance. So all right, let's get what we need to get this pin out, and then we're able to push the axle in, remove the clamp or the clip, whatnot. All right, we'll be right back. All right, we got our 8 mil. There we go. Now we gotta be careful when loosening this up, because you can pin the wrench against the bearing cap if you're using a ratchet. But since we're using a breaker bar, we got, you know, functionality both ways. Where the ratchet, you know, once you pin it against that bearing cap, you can't switch the stuff yet. We're back. Anyway, what I was saying is you can't switch that selector back, you know, and go to opposite direction. Okay. We'll leave the pin in. What I got to do now is jack the vehicle up, take the tire off, and then yeah, we'll take it from there. All right, now we can focus our attention to the actual brakes now. All right, so this is an 18 mil. You could take the caliper off of the mounting bracket, but I'm just going to take the whole bracket off. Take that, put that off to the side. All right. So the other side, the passenger side, went smoothly. This is what I'm talking about. There's mounting hardware that holds this style emergency brake. All right, this slips over. This is what I got this for. Okay, that brake goes in there. There's this little pin that goes inside. Like so. I guess we can. All right, just like that. It slides on, and then it's held. I don't know if you can see this or not. What are you looking at? Right here. Let me get the hardware out for you. This hardware sits just like that and puts pressure. Nope, I'm sorry. Is it the other way? Yeah, it goes on the inside. Just like that. And it holds the inside of the shoe in place, and it keeps the shoe from moving around and potentially falling loose inside of the rotor. Well, as you can tell, I broke the head off of this plate, the mount, and what I got to do is, even if I was to replace this, they sell these new for like $50-something, and you got to take the axle off anyway. Right? And honestly, I don't see why that couldn't be a two-piece. See how that, you just kind of slip that over. I struggled for minutes trying to take it off, and then finally realizing all you got to do is really get one side of it on. All right, so yeah, I don't know why this part right here couldn't be two-piece. They make a two-piece backing plate so you don't have to take the axle out and all that other stuff. But anyway, we got to take this off anyway, even if I was to put a new one on. So since it's coming out anyway, might as well try to get this thing out. All right, so now that we got everything all set up, we'll pull the pin and push the axle in. All right, we'll pull our pin. Why isn't that coming out? Yeah. Huh. Let's try to manipulate. Okay, there we go. Maybe some pressure on the axles. I kind of got it jacked up on the one side, so the passenger side axle may be pushing up against this pin. Yeah, let me get something to maybe pry, or just jack this side up. Yeah, stand by. All right, we got the wheels jacked up, and I pulled a little outward pressure. So let's see what happens. Yeah, it moves a little bit nicer. Oh, there we go. So this is kind of crucial to not move anything. So what I'll do is I'll put this thing back in just enough so where we can see some of that clip action. And really, I don't need, well, I guess I was going to say I don't need to drop the pin. There you go. I kind of rotate that so it holds it into place. Let's see if I can use my hands to push the axle in. Yep, there we go. We heard that little clip move. Now, where did I put my magnet? I stuck it on the side of something so I wouldn't lose it. All right. Do you see it anywhere? I don't. All right, give me a second. All right, I found it. I had it hanging on the pintle, the trailer hitch. That's it. All right, so we got the axle out. We can kind of slide things back together temporarily. Get the pin pushed in, perhaps lined up. We got to get the hole lined up just right. Joey? I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't need to get fully put together. All right, let's go top side. All right, let's pull the axle. Alright, I just had a bee attach itself to my face, or a hornet or something, I don't know. But I promise I didn't freak out off camera. I loosened this stuff up yesterday. Alright. So let's get some power tools. there's a metal tab here. It was bent over, I just bent it back. And then now we got to deal with the emergency brake. So we can pull our little thing out with the pin. We got to deal with the brake line. All right, so it looks like this thing just pulls right out, and then we can release tension off of the spring, pull the cable out. So it's one of those. All right, let's pull tension the other way and slide this little fitting off that we drop, and then the spring doesn't fit over that. I was going to say maybe we can pull the spring that way, but all right, I got to get a pair of pliers. All right, there seems like there's a clip. All right, there we go. And there's a clip holding that. That still didn't release it. So looks like it's going to turn into a brake bleeding situation. Anyway, let's focus on you know what, I want to remove this first. All right. Put it back together. Okay, we can put that off to the side. This comes out a little bit more so we can kind of work on it from a different perspective. I guess we could have took that bracket off. There's a bolt back here, so learn from my mistakes. All right. I think I'll probably do that once I take this emergency brake off. right, I'm gonna struggle with that. All right, so there's 1, 2, 2 tabs that you gotta deal with, and then a spring, and then it comes right out. I guess what we can do, since everything's got to go back together anyway, might be a good time also to replace the seal. Yeah. All right. So now we can deal with the backing plate. See, there's another tab that you bend. Okay. No, I guess you gotta take that off anyway. Are you guys seeing any of this? Am I just wasting my time off not showing you guys? Alright, what? Where? Oh, right here. Okay. Is this it? Yep. Alright, let's get that taken off. Yeah, too easy. There you go. This is what we'll do here. We'll kind of mock it up so it goes like this. We'll take this off. Put the hardware back in so we don't lose it. And then we'll reattach the brake line. There we go. Catching any of this? Okay, there's that, and Yep. I think. Maybe not. Maybe the other way. Let's try the other way. Which would mean the clip that has the larger hole goes towards the metal brake line, possibly. I don't know. We'll just shoot it across the neighborhood. Or no, the small side. I think goes in first, or goes on the metal side. Maybe. I'll leave it like that. That is not our focus right now. Our focus is getting the bolt extracted. All right, the idea is to drill that out towards the center as possible. You can kind of see it right here. So we could start soaking that, all of it, really. With some penetrating oil. Yeah, so $52. All right. Which, I mean, you know, this is a substantial chunk of metal, right? That's not that bad, but let's try to fix it here. And it's ambidextrous, so it goes on the left and the right side. They just flip it the other way. All right. Put your iPro on. You know, I think this is the only... I've had this set up, I don't know how long, 20 years, and I think this is the only time that I've actually been able to use this and it actually work. Anyway. That may be it. Let's see how it goes. Seems like it's cutting pretty good. I think that went right through the bolt. So we're not drilling into the casting. Let's get a smaller drill bit and yeah. Yep, can you see that? That almost went through the tip of the screw, so that's awesome. I'll just step it up and continue, and once we get to the point where, you know, we can extract it or retap it or whatever, I'll get you guys turned back on. All right, I kept drilling up to 11/64, and it actually punched the old screw out and salvaged the threads. So we were able to save, you know, about 50 bucks just drilling it out, taking our time. There we go. So now all I got to do is wait for the backing plate, and we can kind of get it put back together because, you know, the HOA doesn't like cars up on cinder blocks. So we'll get this button back up temporarily and take it from there. I guess we could service this adjuster. All right, take that out, clean it up, knock some of the rust off, drop parts, lose them, stuff like that. So since it's out, we could drag a wire brush it across it a couple times. And throw a little bit of never sees on the threads. A little bit on the outside of the housing. All right. Okay, a little bit on the new hardware. All right, now we can slap it back on to temporarily mount it. All right, let's slide the axle out. I'm not going to mess with the emergency brake. All right, I don't need practice taking that on and off. I just kind of want to be done with it. $18 mil. I messed up. I didn't put... Okay, I thought I lost the pin. Where did that arm go? I thought I put that arm up here. Right, there's a little arm. Oh, I dropped it way over there. Okay, it's by the rear diff. This thing. Go. It'd be pretty easy to throw the emergency brake shoes on right now. Right, but we're gonna wait. Put the axle back in. Man, that looks chewed up. Yeah, definitely got to get a new seal. Put the drum back on. Yeah. All right, we'll slide the C-clip on. All right, we get our C-clip ready. You can tell by the witness marks that this faces that way. Or, I'm sorry. You can tell by the witness marks which way the clip goes in. And then we can use our feet hands to, as we're laying down, to push the axle in. All right, there we go. Push it back out. Ow! Oh! All right. There we go. That was nice and simple. All right, we'll button this back up. All right, we just get these things somewhat put back in. All right, snug them down so whatever residual fluid that's in it doesn't leak out too much. We can just snug, we don't even have to fully seat, you know, we'll just get this bottom half, these 5 screws tightened down, because it all has to come apart when the parts show up. Okay. All right. I'm looking for my swivel bit. Yikes, yikes. All right. Okay. Okay. We still have to address this clip. No, we're almost correct, but if you start over and watch the beginning of the video, I'm sure you can figure it out. Goes in like this. And that's it. Just like that. Man, talking about stretching out the brain cells. All right. Let's get the we'll save it for later when the parts show up. Let's get this rotor on. Caliper and the bracket. Looking for the hardware. Right here. I'm looking on the ground for the hardware. Ow. There we go. And then we can put the tire back on. Wait for the parts to show up.